ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I'm still wearing the USA hat because I was supposed to do this last night. Canada wins 3-2. Rip your heart out of your chest one time. Absolutely terrible. Great hockey game from the beginning all the way to the end. Just one of the most watched hockey games in hockey history, ladies and gentlemen. But with that being said, I am a New York Rangers fan. And I should have seen this coming. Right? It's a big playoff game. The USA is dominated by Rangers. I think they had 4 on the team: JT Miller, Chris Kreider, Adam Fox, Vincent Trocheck. And I don't know how many times over the last 5 years I have watched the New York Rangers completely flutter out when it mattered the most. And that's exactly what they did. When we needed it, they couldn't do it. And Austin Matthews, coincidentally, Toronto Maple Leaf, also history of flaming out. Shout out Mitchie Marner on the other side, who had the dish to McDavid from the corner for the game winner. We've got all the videos and that sort of thing. But I mean, you gotta tip your cap to Canada because they heard it all week. It sucks. USA forever. I thought this was the time, but much like I thought obviously you can see my big sign back here. Now, listen, before everybody starts yelling at me, I was born in North Carolina. I was growing up before the Panthers were a thing. So I'd already had my allegiances. There were no sports teams in North Carolina when I made my allegiances. So they're all over the place. So get over it. But I will tell you that I have had none of my teams, just a glutton for punishment. Like, none of my teams ever get to be the ones that hoist the trophy. I don't even remember the last time I saw it, other than being on one myself at App State, right? Me and Javi hoisting the literal trophy from a national championship. That is probably the last time I have seen one of my teams win a title in anything, particularly hockey or football, which are like my 2 favorite sports. But I wrote down some notes. We've got the videos. We got all this stuff. 3-2. I mean, before the game, the tension was palpable. I mean, cue the dodgeball. There's a palpable hue of anticipation before the finals. Shout out Peter LaFleur and White Goodman. And 3-2, there's just nothing like playoff hockey. I don't know how many tweets I kept sending. Like, I hope people that are tuning into this game for the first time, tuning into hockey for the first time, are getting everything they want, because it was high tension. There was zero room for error out there. There was zero room to do anything. You could tell that Canada was they had the scouting report on Hellebuck, which was, let's just get pucks to the net and get traffic in front, which Nate McKinnon, goal number 1, absolute snipe, cutting across the dots. Traffic in front through about 4 dudes. He's an absolute dog. He's a junkyard dog. Nobody hates talking to the media more than that guy. It was absolutely ridiculous. That's how it started off. And then Connor McDavid, dude. Connor McFreaking David. Guy's a freak show. Obviously, so much fun to watch. So fast. He was dog doo-doo all night. He openly admitted that. That's not me criticizing. Relax, Canada. But holy cow. He's on the faceoff. He beats Matthews on the faceoff. Gets a shot off on the faceoff somehow. And the puck sails wide. It goes back around the net to Mitch Marner. And for whatever reason, Austin Matthews leaves Connor McDavid. And he's just sitting there, broad daylight, right in the middle of the slot, 20 feet from the net, and just roofs it. Just top shelf, liquor license gone, scratch my back with a hacksaw, all this nonsense. I mean, you cannot leave the best player in the world standing there alone. You could see it in slow motion. Like, you could see after we got robbed 3 times by Binnington, you're just sitting there like, oh no, I've seen this too many times. Goalie makes like 2 or 3 ungodly saves, and just terrible. I mean, good if you're a Canada fan, but just terrible for you. Like, I'm sitting there watching that game by myself. The first game I watched with my brothers, and we're high-fiving, and it's, just like to get that amped up for a game that was just basically the Mega Bowl I said it earlier, it was the Mega Bowl from uh whatever it's called, from semi-pro. Like it was basically the Mega Bowl. It's just this made up thing, and it turns into this absolute dogfight. Nations fighting each other, dudes punching each other in the face. I mean, it just took all the other sports all-star games and was like, yeah, you better do something like this or everybody's going to be mad. And next year we get the Olympics, so it was a perfect lead into the Olympics. Shout out to the NHL for just conjuring this up. The perfect time. Super Bowl's done. Basketball's on break. No baseball. Nothing in the nation, the world is captivated by this hockey game. Canada, USA, rivalry forever. Spectacular. Canada, the big brothers in hockey, whatever. The national anthem, I mean, out of that lady singing the "Oh Canada," holy smokes. Let's pour one out for her because that was just not good. And secondly, like, I don't know if they booed or not. I couldn't tell if they were singing it, if they were booing. I'm not really sure because neither of the national anthem. But that was my biggest gripe: was the national anthem was neither of them let the fans sing. We had an absolute we had the Triberians or Trans-Siberian Orchestra out there for the national anthem for USA, and the lady, she was an opera singer or something. And we got the whole, they've got the whole band from Bohemian Rhapsody out there on the ice, and she wouldn't stop singing. I was sitting there, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me, lady. Just let the crowd sing it. Let us have that. It's not about you. Let the crowd sing the Star Spangled Banner. Holy smokes. That's how it started. But, I mean, so we're there. I couldn't tell if it was booing or what, but the first period, one apiece in the first period, and we're 2-2, nothing in the third, and then it goes to OT. But man, Brady Tkachuk, when he scored that first goal, the first U.S. goal was Matthews to Eichel. No, they switched Matthews and Eichel. What's his name? Sullivan did. No, yeah, it's Sullivan. Yeah, Mike Sullivan. They switched Matthews and Jack Eichel. Jack Eichel's an absolute monster too. And they put Matthews with the Tkachuks, and that's where they got the first goal. It was just, flip it to the front. Brady Tkachuk, absolute mutant out there, just bigger than everybody. Parked in front of the net. He's a hoss. He's a bona fide stud, certified hoss. So that was the first goal, and the first goal for Canada was outrageous too. That was the McKinnon snipe skating across. What is this? Get out of here. So, anywho, but 3 stars right there. Connor McDavid, obviously game winner. He had Crosby in the 2010 Olympics. 5 Rooney right through Ryan Miller's wickets, who had a ridiculous tournament. And then we get the old jump, and then it was Connor McDavid. I got a picture later I'll show you, just side by side. It's like, great, pass the torch. USA sucks again. Binnington was, holy cow, dude. In overtime, he was, 3 to 4. Matthews had like 5 grade A scoring chances right on the doorstep, and nothing. Binnington shut the door. Everybody said, he's let up like in his last 3 clinching or game 7 winner go homes. He's let up 3 combined goals. So the dude is a big game performer. He won it was 2019. He won the Stanley Cup with the Blues in that same arena up in Boston. So, and then on the flip side, Matthews, he is 0-7 in game 7s. Or game 7 season on the line. He's 0-7. Terrible. I don't know. The U.S., I felt like there were too many Rangers. I felt like Matthew Tkachuk being hurt really sucked. McAvoy being out sucked. But, we had what? Sanderson came in, and he was pretty good. So Jack Hughes just didn't get it done. He just didn't get it done. Jack Hughes is a good player, but it just stinks that that's the way that it turned out. So, no penalties in the first period, which is, I think there was only one penalty all game, right? And so, I mean, you're fighting to try to get some sort of momentum. I mean, that penalty, the power play for freaking Canada is stupid. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. With McKinnon, McDavid, Crosby. Hold on. But yeah, so anyways, let's take a look at the stats. It's and the if you're new to hockey, right? If you're new to hockey and you watch that game, I mean, I got the numbers. I'll show you in a minute. The equivalent to that, if you didn't watch hockey before, and a lot of people don't have they have a trouble finding the puck and that sort of thing. But here's what that was. That was basically McDavid did nothing all game, and then scores the OT winner like no doubt. Or you gave him 3 inches of space, and you left it wide open for one, and he buries it. That's like Mahomes literally marching down the field with whenever you're up by 6 on the Chiefs, and Mahomes has the ball with like less than 2 minutes, you're like, oh gosh, here we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose. That's the equivalent of what just happened to the U.S. So I'm sitting there watching, and then I see the Red Sea parts wide open for Connor McDavid. I'm like, we're going to lose. And sure enough, like I've seen a million times with the Rangers, I'll never forget the 2014 Stanley Cup. Henrik Lundqvist in overtime kicks the puck. He'd played out of his mind the entire series. Kicks the puck back out. I can't remember who it was. He did it all the time for the Kings. I cannot remember his name, but he was a playoff mutant, and he kicks the rebound out, and then wide open gaping net, boom, game over. It was just brutal. You just see it so many times. But I mean, this was such a tightly. I mean, look at all this: shots, hits, penalty minutes. The only that was Trocheck, who was out of position, dove, sliding on the ice. And that was in the second period, that penalty. So we had McKinnon and Tkachuk kick it off. McKinnon with that sick, filthy goal, cutting across the middle, high blocker. Tkachuk with a junkyard dog goal in the front. Sanderson, another junkyard dog goal. I mean, there was nowhere to move on this game. Like, you just watch the game and there's nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. Dude, I was sitting there watching. I was so sad. I'm sitting there watching women's golf right now on the TV. Just so sad. Like, why can't I just wanted that? So I remember watching that 2010 one. I think I wasn't in college. I think I had just graduated sometime around there. And I remember, like, it was middle of the day. Like, it was like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We were watching it, and it was nuts. It just sucked because you lost that one. Like, golden goal. Like, in a tournament like that, it's golden goal, it's over. Like, it ends so abruptly. But the question is, can the NHL keep this? Like, people, if they watch that and they're going to watch, they need to pick a team. They need to pick players. People who are coming in and they're mad at the NBA or whatever. Like, watch hockey. Watch it. It's phenomenal. Like, these guys that are going to be playing now, like, you go out there, there's just zero room to skate. Everywhere you turn, there's alternates and captains from every team on USA, Canada, best on best. And there was chippiness going on through the game, like, and before the game, after the game, Marchand said maybe the group chat wasn't, if you pop off at the mouth, get your ass whooped, all that stuff. Like, it's still going on. It's going to lead right into next year. So you had Sanderson with a goal in the second, and then you had Sam Bennett Mitch Marner with a nice little doozy there. But nice little doozy to Sam Bennett, where he did a little short side roof job there on him, on Hellebuck. That was a sick little goal, you have to admit. It was 2-2, and it's just OT, just Mitch Marner, like I said, Cale Makar, boom. Cale Makar is freaking ridiculous, by the way. He's fun to watch. So stupid. They didn't have him the first game, but unbelievable. So, I mean, the back end of Canada and the goaltending were supposed to be the questions, and Bennington was just a psychopath that game. He was really good. I played goalie growing up. I love hockey. I love watching competitive goalies play. It's just like when they're in the zone, I love watching. Like a goalie like Hellebuck, who's just pretty big, super athletic, very anticipatory. So it's just like Shesterkin for the Rangers, where like they're one step ahead, but the way you have to beat them is just you just have to shoot and get traffic in front because they're going to see the play before it happens. So that was the big. But Mitch Marner, two apples there for him. So just crazy, man, crazy. What a game! What a game! It sucked. The anticipation, man. Like I loved reading all the tweets. Like Twitter was buzzing about that. Like you could ask the question, has Austin Matthews been in Toronto too long that he's too Canadian almost. You know what I mean? So Eichel on that penalty kill on the second period, he was spectacular. He's just a back-checking machine. Like it's incredible. So yeah, they get tomorrow. Like look at this at the top here. They get back at it tomorrow. Brock Faber, Dylan Larkin right here playing. And you got McDavid on Saturday playing there, Crosby here. I mean, just Saturday games out the wazoo up in here. It's crazy. For the U.S., dude, Dylan Larkin, the Kachuk brothers, like they're the superstars, WWE superstars. Boldy from Minnesota, Matt Boldy, he was great. I didn't know too much about him. Dylan Larkin and Slavin. Oh my gosh, Slavin from the Panthers. Unbelievable. That guy's a human eraser. He's just back there. He denied Crosby of a goal. He blocked another one. Like he was incredible. I don't know what his ice time was, but holy smokes, that guy was out there forever. He might have led the game. 28-32. Brock Faber, he was phenomenal too. Brock Faber was really good. He was good. So Faber and Slavin were I think they might have led the whole damn thing in ice time. Cale Makar was out there. Well, naturally, Cale Makar was out there a lot. So McKinnon, McDavid, Point, and Reinhart. But I mean, what's his face? The scored the goal. I would say that you could say that did Canada. I mean, our two goals that were scored right here were from Brady Tkachuk, plays for Ottawa. Jake Sanderson plays for Ottawa. So did the Canadians saboteur our run here? You know what I'm saying? So Canada, I think the one thing you can say negatively about Canada, their line changes suck. They sucked all tournament. So if I had to power rank Canada in line changes in the Four Nations face-off, I would put them in last, dead last. They stink. They stink at line changes. In your face, Canada. But yeah, that's about it. That's about it on the critiques of Canada. I just keep going back to like, man, I hope everybody that tuned in got what they wanted for. Like, it would have been cool for the U.S. to win for the state of hockey, just because, especially in the U.S. Like, because Americans, USA, like, and even NFL fans are fair weather, man. They're fair weather. Their team's not winning, they don't pay attention. A lot of them. So you gotta. Not me. Look, I remember watching the Rangers when they suck, watching the Niners when they sucked. I remember watching every single. I don't remember the last Niners game I missed. I don't care, like in 20 years probably. So don't call me a fair weather fan. But yeah, what a game. What a game. I'm just happy for hockey. Like, I'm so happy that everybody got to see hockey. It was so great. Just great. Oh, they got every play-by-play here. So I think there was an icing at the end there that got Got everybody riled up. But yeah, the icing. Whoa. There it was. So that was the part right there. Connor McDavid, face-off one against Austin Matthews, and he fires it into the corner trying to shoot the puck. And then the shot got blocked, and then it whistled around the corner back behind the net and then over to Marner, who just put it right on his tape, and he's wide open. Couldn't have been more wide open. So a little icing there. That's why, if you don't know the game, I think the biggest thing I can say for people watching the game who didn't know, if you try to understand, the only thing you really need to understand is if you try to follow the puck, you're going to be lost because you don't know what they're trying to do. Understand offsides, understand icing. If you understand that they are trying to do what's called gain the zone or leave the zone, that will help you a lot as a fan. So understanding offsides will help you try to figure out what they're going to do. And then you'll be able to go from there to get more detailed. But let's do something else here. That's all the stats I want to. 3-2 Canada. Way to go. This was freaking hilarious. I saw this crew in the stands like it was the founding. I don't know what this is. It's like Ben Franklin, George Washington, Abe Lincoln, and a bald eagle. I mean, I saw these guys in the stands too. They were hammering 24-ounce beers. I mean, I heard a story from Stephen A. Smith. He said he was on the plane flying across the country, and he said that on the plane he was walking up and down the aisle because he likes to get some exercise. And he said every single TV on that plane had this game on. Like, look at what it did for it's incredible. And they made it up out of thin air. I love it. And this, the whole PK, this was hilarious, dude. I'm not a big PK Subban fan, but he went on First Take and all those shows, every show they run, and ESPN's dying. They're killing themselves. They lost baseball. It's over. But he goes over there and just rips into the NBA. It's freaking hilarious. You haven't seen it, go look it up. I'm not going to do that because it'll get us. But here's the where's the other goal? Did I miss the first one? Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, we don't need that. I can get that out of here. All right. So before the game, we got Mike Eruzione. Miracle. Comes out in the Johnny Gaudreau. The crowd was rocking, ladies and gentlemen. The crowd was unbelievable. It was unfreaking believable. Here's the McKinnon goal. You could see Tkachuk leaves and dives down. Nice little move. Was that Hagel that came down right there? Somebody came down and took Tkachuk out of the play just for a second. And then it gave McKinnon just a step. Boom. And just rips it right there. Somebody comes darting down here. Maybe it was McCarr. Who was it? No, I don't know who that was. Was it Harley? Might have been Harley. Yeah, it was Harley. And he just goes top blocker. That sucked. So before the game, you got Eruzione in the Gaudreau jersey. That was what a scene, man. That's terrible. What a terrible story. Thoughts and prayers to Gaudreau. Yeah, Charlie McAvoy, who had to have surgery because he had an infection, reading off the lineup before the game. He had a great game against Canada the first time. He bodied McDavid. You could tell look at how much it means to these guys. Like, McAvoy's reading it, gets done, reads it. You could tell he's upset. Like, watch him. He turns to his buddy, and he's just like, man, this sucks. Look how big Tkachuk is. It just sucked that this is what you can't replicate in the NBA or anywhere, because you could, the hockey locker room is different, man. It means so much to those guys. And here's when Brady Tkachuk scored, just some trash in front, crashing like Mighty Ducks, that thing, Bash Brothers. He's fired up, just absolutely spitting fire flames into the crowd. Telling you, crowd was just bananas. The pop on these goals was phenomenal. The trophy's pretty sick. I don't know if they'll ever do another one of these, but who cares? Here's our buddies again. There's PK Subban. So USA takes the lead. Austin Matthews, Sanderson crashing down. Bingo. Bennington out of position. Everybody's fired up. Nobody's getting upset here. And we're just having a big old time. We got Statue of Liberty and, whatever going on up in there. Crowd's rocking. In your face, Bennington. That's right, Will. That's right. USA, USA. Gosh, we almost had him. And this is to keep this. Crosby's on the doorstep here. That's number 74, the old spinorama. Like, people, if you don't know Slavin, he plays for the Hurricanes. He's a look at that. Just a freak show. He sees the puck come in, knows it's behind him, and just whirling dervish, backhand, slap it away off one of the greatest players that's ever laced up a pair of skates. Keeps it 2-1. Didn't matter in the end, but you could tell all of his buddies are like, look at this nonsense. You got Jack Eichel. He broke his stick, and then big time kick save so they can clear it on the PK. So Cale Makar rips one, snaps his stick in half, and then I remember this. I was like, that was a play of the game, dude. So far to that point, with that penalty kill out there, you're out of your mind, dude. That was incredible. The fact that he was able to get it back and clear it with just his feet, with that lineup of mutants on the ice, was nuts. Mitch Marner. Oh my gosh, this was a filthy little goal. Like, look at this, man. It sucks the USA lost, but this thing was incredible. We got the Canadian guys out there. Just a beautiful. How can you not love hockey? This was nice. Nice little dump pass. Bennett with the steal, just an absolute greasy grinder. Little drop pass out of position. Quick little short side top shelf. Sam Bennett, dude, plays for the Panthers with Kachuk. That dude's he's a junkyard dog. He's a greasy grinder. He is. I remember I hated watching that guy in the playoffs. I respect him, but he's good. And this would have been electric. Like, don't get me wrong, Sean McDonough, like, not bad, but we needed Bob Wischusen, or we needed Doc Emmerich. That's what we needed. They needed to phone in Doc Emmerich. If you've never listened to a highlight by this guy, you need to go do it. Oh no, here it is. You can see it. Oh my gosh. You could hear it hit the net. Like that, I've heard that sound so many times where it's just like it hits the net and everything gets so quiet. Canada's going nuts. Around from a car to Marner, and he's just standing there by himself. Best player in the world, standing in the middle of the slot. Hellebuck never stood a chance. Incredible. Oh, here's the better angle. Gotta be kidding me, man. Terrible. Just ripped my heart right out through my sternum. It's disgusting. Could have been us. There's the picture I was talking about. 2010, I remember, 5-hole Ryan Miller. Ryan Miller had played his balls off. Crosby sweeps it right through there. And then McDavid gets his number. So after all this happened, there were so many tweets. The 51st or the 11th province, the Gulf of Canada. Like, that stuff is hilarious, dude. Like, trash talk. Like, if you can dish it, you got to be able to take it. That is freaking hysterical. The Gulf of Canada. Come on. But yeah, this is a freeze frame. Like, there's Matthews, there's Sanderson, there's Nelson, and I think that's Kreider in the corner. And here's McDavid just standing in between the dots, completely alone. Hellebuck's glove side's blocked off here anyway, so it was like, there you go. Austin Matthews missed multiple point-blank winners in OT, lost a face-off, drifted to the corner. And here come the numbers. Like, this was the most bet hockey game ever. Ever. Just phenomenal. 9.3 million viewers from Canada and the U.S., 9.25 average, 6.8 in Canada, average total over 16 million. Most watched non-Olympic hockey game on record ever. Just freaking unbelievable. Like here's some of the stats. 16.1 million viewers across North America watched Thursday's game. This is the second most watched hockey game in North America in a decade. Last year's Edmonton Oilers Florida Panthers Stanley Cup Game 7 drew 16.3 at that game. Yes, I remember that. McDavid couldn't win the big one. He did win this one. Can he win the big one? The championship game reached 1 out of every 4 Canadians on Sportsnet. It's the most viewed non-NFL event ever on ESPN Plus. Topped every U.S. cable telecast September 24 to now, except for NFL, college football, and electric coverage. So outside of football, this was the biggest sporting event outside of a football game. And that's huge. I mean, you're talking basketball, baseball, all that stuff, World Series. Like, that's nuts. The 7-game best-on-best tournament averaged 6.5 million views across North America, up 256% from the 2016 World Cup of Hockey. I mean, you can't – I don't know what to tell you. It was incredible. Man, if USA would have won, there would have been, who knows, some sort of parade somewhere. Like, all the questions. Could McDavid win the big one? How much credit do we give Canada? Who knows? It was just an all-star game, right? No, we can't say that. We've been running our mouths. You got to take it. Anyways. Well, that was the end of the hockey streams for a little bit. That's okay. We're going to be doing more of these throughout the hockey playoffs as the teams go through. I love hockey. I can sit here and talk hockey all day. But it was a great win for the NHL. If you talk to anybody who's Canadian, or you listen to any Canadians, they'll tell you, like, Canadian, we needed this one big, so, but I mean, I just think it's a great win for the NHL. And like I said, I'm a big hockey fan, so I'll tell you this right now. I hope more people understand that is playoff hockey. Like, that was playoff hockey. That's as good as it gets. So, yeah, there's Buku. Tough loss for the Americans. Thanks to the Spartans for handling business and picking the morale back up. Hockey's back. That's right, dude. I was just looking at that. Tomorrow there's like 5 games. We got Minnesota and Detroit on ABC. Then you got Edmonton, Philly. Then you got Washington, Pittsburgh. Then you got, hockey's full slate tomorrow, dude. Full slate. That's right, Buku. That's what I'm saying, man. Hell of a turn. Look forward to it. This was a precursor. Like, if you're the Americans, Tage Thompson could have used him. Robertson from Dallas. Quinn Hughes could have used him out there. Hopefully Kreider, maybe not next time. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Canada's going to get some of their guys back, too. They lost their one of their defensemen. They had 2 defensemen, I think. That'll help sure it up. But we'll talk more hockey throughout the year. We're in golf and hockey season now. We are huge golf fans and huge hockey fans. So we're going to be talking a lot of hockey. But I'm going to get out of here. It's Friday night. This is what I like to do on Friday night. So I'm telling you right now, man, we should have won that game. Should have won that game. That's what I'm saying. Buku, the puck guy. Puck around and find out, baby. Got to get your picks, man. First puck at 12:30. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, while you're here, guess what? We're on all the socials. We're trying to put out more. This is a time where a lot of people take because football's over. Do more on these socials, so go check us out. Download the podcast, man. New podcast out, came out yesterday. Lots of sports stuff in there. Subscribe, thumbs up, review it. Those always help. Oh, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Cracking money line. One for the road, baby. We'll see you maybe tomorrow, maybe Sunday for sure, though. Maybe I'll be back. Go USA.